And we're back with the Professional Speakers Radio Show. My guest, Nate Hallums, or Hallums, sorry, I apologize.
That's right.
So we're talking about your kind of business survival pack, and we talked about the need for the smart number and the missed call autoresponders and things along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to the point where we're talking about customer lifetime value and customer retention and things along those lines, and the value that a business builds up. So when I had my ad agency in Ottawa, I won over 80 different graphic design and marketing awards.
Mm-hmm.
And I won
Impressive.
3 international economics awards and a whole bunch of other things. And it didn't matter to me at the time
Mm-hmm.
because I was just happy people liked what we were doing.
Sure.
So I have literally not saved a single one of them.
You were young.
That's really it, yes. And I wasn't ego driven, so it didn't matter, right? It's just you do what you do. Had I kept that when I sold my shares, the company would have been worth more.
Sure.
But I did not. Ergo.
Yeah. What's an asset? That's the whole thing, is you have to understand what's an asset. And your customer list, particularly an active customer list, is an asset.
It's
not just the brick and mortar. Yeah.
So with that said, I'm going to move a little bit more into this discussion about how do you use automation a little more detailed, I guess. I mean, you touched on it last session, but how do you use automation to take that person that you've worked so hard to get to be your customer, to get them to keep being your customer?
Right. Well, you reward them. Everybody likes to be rewarded. What we like to do for our clients is help them create events for their customers. So we'd like to capture your birthday. We'd like to capture your anniversary. Most people don't mind giving that, particularly if they know you're going to get something special from wherever you are. You're already there. You like being there. So if I get an extra dessert, because I'm, in fact, I shouldn't say this, but when I was dating, didn't have a whole lot of money. Sometimes I'd go in and say, hey, it's her birthday. Could you, do a little? And so that whole concept is, I mean, there are, you can run a birthday club. You can just say, hey, just appreciate you being here. There's all kinds of models. So I can say, you've come here twice. I call it the frequent flyer model or the VIP club, right? So as a VIP, and think of something you'd like to give away. One that's either attractive and then they'll talk about, or that is a low cost, high value item that you provide. And if you're in the physical product business or you're in the service business, then think about that, in a different way. Reviews are something that, so if I can activate, if you like me enough and I can make it easy enough for you, this is the other automation piece. So if I can make it easy enough for you to give me a positive review, then you should be rewarded for that. And so the stickier, I guess I'll call it, that I can make our relationship, so that even if it's an electronic relationship for the most part until you come see me, the better off we both are. You're getting something of value from me. I'm retaining you as a customer. My return on investment for engaging and re-engaging my existing customer is 4 to 5 times more profitable than me trying to acquire a new customer.
That's right. Yeah.
And so when I look at it that way, so here's another thing you can automate. So that's kind of our basic, I'll call that our survival kit. And all, it sounds like a lot of stuff. It's not really. It can all be integrated. It doesn't really cost that much. It's the kind of thing that you want to keep going. You want to have campaigns that go on and you turn things on and off. And you can add those things on individually in some cases. So, but you need to get there to be at a place where you're going to make the most of what's coming. And so I want to encourage people that something is coming.
Yeah.
We are opening up. We are growing. If that hasn't impacted your business yet, it will. Be ready.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it. Make the most of it. Do better than you did before. And know that we're in a little bit of a different world. It's a little bit more of a bite-sized world. And so we need to engage. So there's kind of 2 different ways to get your customers. One is I find you, I'm the business owner. I find you, and I'm either advertising, I'm doing something on Facebook, whatever it is. I'm finding you, or I'm sending you a coupon, or you're finding me. And so what we try to do is have people find you as the business owner first. And then as we build that list and more people engage with you because they found you, how do we find stuff? We go online, we Google our business, right? And so we find all that. 70% of those decisions are made from the people that are on the front page. So we get our customers on the front page. As the customers come in, we capture everything we can about them, and we continue to stay engaged with them with the stuff that we've just talked about. So, and we don't do it just as kind of in a willy-nilly way. Because there have been a lot of, all this stuff was kind of new, and there are a lot of different packages out there.
Yeah.
There's a way to actually understand, not only you already know what check you're writing, so how do I know I'm getting a return on that investment? And so that's critical to me for my customers to know where their money's going and how it's coming back into the door. So those are things that you'd like to look at before you make a decision on how you're going to do this process. But whichever way you go about doing it, make sure you do as much automation as possible so that you can have those customers, you can have the longer term customer value. And I mean, think about the places that you have been. If you've stayed in one place in terms of a community, where do you keep going back to? Why do you keep going back there? What if they could do something more for you and provide you even more of a benefit for being a loyal customer?
Yeah.
So it's really just recognizing the loyalty, growing that loyalty, and then having you now turn that loyalty into almost a marketing arm of my business, because I'll give you all the tools to help other people come see me.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a really solid explanation for what the people who are looking to buy from a company, especially the brick and mortar side, where that's a primary client acquisition strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The brick and mortar, they're not getting walk past traffic anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
They're probably not even getting drive-through traffic necessarily.
Right.
So, because people aren't driving by, if they're not commuting to work, when are they driving by your spot to go pick up that extra breakfast at McDonald's or the extra cup of coffee or whatever they're going to do? So that I still see a lot of traffic on the roads, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same as it used to be by a long shot. And so if you're not getting that walk by traffic, your cost of doing business has not changed.
Right.
But your opportunity cost dramatically has.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's all solid stuff.
Yeah. And it's just do it on purpose, I guess, is the whole, I mean, it's there are these apps, there's like Nextdoor apps, and people say, I went to Billy Joe's burger joint and it was really good. And so that's all good stuff, but I need to be involved. If I'm Billy Joe, I need to be involved. Let's do that on purpose and create those conversations on purpose, and then reward the people that initiate those conversations. And it's all really easy stuff to do.
And there are lots of things that people are trying. Of course, you're still seeing lots of deals on Groupon and Living Social and that kind of stuff. But again, those have become very dangerous, especially in a COVID era. Not to say don't do it, but it's more challenging now because if there's a run, if people really like your deal, you don't necessarily have the staff or the supply chain to provide for that deal.
Well, so here's the other problem. Any of that advertising, you might as well just have a billboard, because you are not capturing anything. Groupon has that list, not you.
Exactly.
Valpak has that list, not you. Money Mailer has that list, not you. So the whole idea is build your own list, build your own database. A company with a database is a whole lot more valuable than a company without a database.
Exactly.
And just and just traffic happens whenever it happens.
That's a
You know.
great expression. Traffic happens or not.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, in the last couple of minutes, why don't you tell the people a little bit about your current company, Backyard Fishing Agency.
Right.
How did that kind of come about, and what's your big news or focus these days?
Yeah, well, I mentioned I was in the solar business, and I learned all this stuff about, kind of marketing local, and in a very competitive environment. And so all the things that I'm talking about, I did brick by brick. So we've now automated all this stuff, but you are well served to be served by somebody who's actually been in the trenches, made all the mistakes, gone through brick by brick and bloodied their nose, so that they know how it's done. I may not be a plumber, but I know what good plumbing looks like.
Yeah.
So, and the best fishing is always going to be right in your backyard. You don't have to travel to the ocean. You're in Phoenix. If there's a lake nearby, go to, so your business is going to be the same thing, rather than spending a lot of money for, these broad and wild and wide campaigns. Let's just try to focus on local business, local consumers, whether it's a business to business opportunity or it's a business to consumer opportunity. Let's just fish right in our backyard. And our tagline is good things come to those who bait.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that ethical bribery.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah. So our focus is to initially help kind of use the sledgehammer approach of Google and help the public find you, because that's where all the shopping is being done these days.
Yeah.
So Amazon and Google have helped all that out. All of our shopping's being done online. That's where I make 70% of my buying decisions. And a lot of that's on the phone. So I need to, if I do have a website or I do have a landing page, it needs to be mobile friendly. I need to have a lot of functionality in that app or on that website. And Google rewards all those things. So if I put in the work to do that and I build those things properly, then Google rewards all those things. So that's my way of creating the pipeline of people finding you. Once people find you, and there's a lot of other ways that we can do that. We talked about the bots and engaging people on different platforms. But once we have people find you, now we want to have automated systems that welcome them in, keep them here, reward them for coming back, reward them for sending, for Nate sending Chris to Bob's Burger Shack. Nate needs to get rewarded for that. When it's Nate's birthday or it's Chris's birthday, I want to send him a special package. We've even had collaboration between businesses that have complementary items that they'll do a joint package. And ideally, I'll talk about what we do. So with our helping people find you, so the Google search, they call it search engine optimization, or the Google My Business package, that sort of a thing, we think there really should be a tangible return on investment. And if we don't deliver that to you, we want to give you your money back. So there are not many people that are doing our business. We kind of have a little bit of a special formula. So if we don't provide massive improvement where more people can find you, then we'll give you your money back. The other systems, I'll call it that buttress, that sledgehammer, are all of these other automation systems. So reactivation, if you are fortunate enough, or I'd say fortunate enough, maybe prescient enough or well planned enough that you already have a customer list and maybe you haven't done a whole lot with it, then there's a whole reactivation campaign that you should do, and doing that in an automated fashion. So those are things that have the biggest bang for the buck, can get you fired back up as quickly as possible, and then everything else is kind of the trim to just keep the wheels turning.
Awesome. Well, it's been great having a fantastic chinwag with you. I appreciate having you, and you're welcome back anytime, Nate. This is
Thanks, Chris.
Nate Hallums of BackyardFishingAgency.com, talking about marketing automation on the Professional Speakers Radio Show. That's all the time we have, folks. Next week, come on back. We've got another fantastic guest and a fantastic new discussion just waiting for you.
See you then, Chris. Thank you.
Radio Show. Thanks, Nate. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.